Tesla is already preparing to produce the 2024 refresh Model Y at Gigafactory Shanghai, with mass production expected to start by mid-2024. The refresh will have significant changes compared to the updated units released in October 2023. The new Model Y will have more noticeable changes to the exterior and interior to compete with new electric car units to be released in China next year. It is expected to feature a new wheel design with ambient lighting. Scientists have discovered a new class of antibiotics for drug-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA, bacteria using AI. The discovery could be a turning point in the fight against antibiotic resistance. Deep learning is increasingly being applied in drug discovery to accelerate the process. The model was able to predict the activity and toxicity of the new compound. Tbmk is a commands bookmark for the terminal. It allows users to search, add, edit, and delete commands. Tbmk has been tested on Linux Bash and ZSH. A video demo is available. This article contains an exchange with OpenAI following the filing of a CCPA request. The aim of the filing was to see how large language models might comply with privacy regulations like the CCPA and GDPR when it comes to their training data sets. While OpenAI never really settled the original CCPA request, the exchange illuminated its approach to privacy and training data. It appears OpenAI is currently using the hallucination excuse to handle privacy requests, and while they are releasing products at a truly impressive pace, it doesn't seem that legal and support are keeping up. Big tech companies have vastly outspent venture capital firms with generative AI startup investments this year. Microsoft, Google, and Amazon are responsible for 2/3 of the $27 billion raised by AI startups in 2023. Building and training generative AI tools is expensive and requires immense computing power, so startups have preferred to partner with big tech companies that can provide infrastructure and funds. This has rapidly pushed up the valuations of private startups, making it harder for VCs to invest in the most cutting-edge companies. The post-open source movement aims to ensure companies pay a fair amount for the benefits they receive, while individuals and nonprofits still have access to software for free. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit has instituted a pause on the Apple Watch import ban. It will hear the company's case as early as January 15th. Chisel, constructing hardware in a Scala embedded language, is an open-source hardware description language used to describe digital electronics and circuits at the register transfer level that facilitates advanced circuit generation and design reuse for both ASIC and FPGA digital logic designs. A thread showing the prompts used to create a short film, using Midjourney for the images and Pika to generate the video. A lot of things went right this year. A record number of countries eliminated diseases. Malaria vaccines started arriving in Africa. Solar became the fastest-growing energy technology in history, and more. But almost none of it made it to the news. Researchers have discovered an attack that backdoored possibly thousands of iPhones over 4 years. Many of the affected phones belong to Moscow-based security firm Kaspersky. The attackers were able to achieve an unprecedented level of access by exploiting a vulnerability in an undocumented hardware feature that few people know of. It is still unknown how they became aware of the feature. The exploit was delivered through iMessage texts, which installed malware without requiring the receiver to take any action. Apple has patched the exploit, which also affected Macs, iPods, iPads, Apple TVs, and Apple Watches. Fontimize is a Python library for subsetting fonts. It can cut the size of font files by around 95%, resulting in saved bandwidth. Fontimize's magic method generates new versions of fonts with only the glyphs needed to render the specific website. It features a flexible API and command line utility that allows users to customize output locations, use specific font files, change verbosity, return information about what characters were found and what fonts were generated, and more. Many big features that previously required external tools to use are now native to CSS. Glucose-responsive insulin, or smart insulin, is a form of insulin that provides control of blood glucose levels over a longer period of time than normal insulin. A recent study reported that a single injection of a smart insulin system was able to regulate blood glucose levels in diabetic mice and mini-pigs for a week. The system mimics the body's natural process, releasing insulin in response to glucose. Research into smart insulin is still in its early stages, but the study demonstrated that it could be a viable research subject heading forward.